So Nothing is back with two new pair of earbuds. We have the new Nothing earbuds, and there's also a new Nothing Ear A as well. So they have slight differences. So one has better battery life than the other one due to more advanced technology inside of it. And they look quite similar to the old Nothing earbuds, but all the new changes are inside of the pair of earbuds themselves. In this video, we're going to be looking at the new Nothing earbuds, not the Nothing earbuds A. So the names become so confusing in my head to try and remember. But nice and simple, Nothing Ear A and Nothing Ear. So the new Nothing Ear, basically. So we're going to be talking about the Nothing Ear. So the big brother, which cost £129 here in the UK. And if you went for the Nothing Ear A, that's going to cost you £99 here in the UK. So very affordable and offers loads of new features as well. So new bass, so plenty of bass, good battery life, and so much more. But let's talk about the unboxing, the design, and everything else. As always with the unboxing, you get everything you need to get started. So you get the pair of Nothing Ear earbuds themselves. So they're in there, nice and packaged, neatly packaged. We'll put that away. And then we also get a USB-C to USB-C cable, nice and short, so you can carry this around with you, nice and portable. And there's also some extra ear tips in there as well. So if you prefer a smaller size or larger size, it's in there for you. Already fitted is the medium size, which for most people would be perfectly fine. I think for me, the medium size is always the one that I use. I don't bother taking them off. But if you do decide to take them off, it's very easy to remove and replace as well. Then we unravel the Nothing Ear, the new Nothing Ear themselves. And as you can see, the case, it's very similar. You still get the dimple on there. You still get the silver hinge on the case itself. It's still transparent. And then when you open it up, actually before you open it up on the back side, you get the button still there. You still get the USB-C ports. And then when you open it up, you get the pair of earbuds, the indicator light for to show when it's in pairing mode and so on. And you also get the red dot and the white dot to let you know which one goes to where. So the white dot is the left and the red dot is the right side. But adds to the design element of the actual earbuds themselves because it looks nice. A bit of color here and there, it looks really nice. This is white and black, so the stem is black. It's still transparent as well with a see-through case, and then you get the rest of it as always. So nothing here to shock you. So if someone who's used one before, it's straightforward. You recognize it straight away. If you're someone who's new to this, it's still a nice pair of earbuds. They look really nice in general. Before we get into the app and see all the things that you can do with the app, let's go through some of the specifications so we can get that out of the way, and then we can concentrate on the app itself and the listening experience. So for the spec, we have 11mm dynamic driver. This is ceramic as well, so this allows for better condition when it comes to vibration and all that kind of stuff. So better sound quality in general, and they've worked hard to make this work. As for codec, we have AAC, SBC, LHDC 5.0 and LDAC as well. If you have a compatible device, you'll be able to use your LDAC connectivity. It's got nothing sound tuning, so based on the previous ones that they've done before, really good sound quality, so there's nothing to worry about there at all. It also has noise cancellation, and we're looking at up to 45 decibels of noise cancellation. It has smart ANC algorithm, transparency mode, and frequency range of 5,000 Hertz. With a smart ANC algorithm, what it does is basically measures the gap between your ears and your ear canal and the earbud itself, so the tip. So that way it knows the kind of gap you've got, and then it will increase the noise cancellation accordingly to make sure that little noise leak there is plugged in so you don't lose any sort of sound cancellation at all, or noise cancellation. It's very lightweight. You're looking at 4.62 grams, so nice and lightweight to carry around. The case itself is 51.9 grams, and you can wirelessly charge it as well, not just via cable, and it's fast charge compatible. In terms of water and dust resistant, you're looking at IP54 for the buds and IP55 for the case for water and dust resistance. So that way you can carry them around. You can wear this when you go to the gym, and you don't have to worry about any sweat and all that kind of stuff. It has in-ear detection. If you have a compatible device, it has Google Fast Pair as well, and also Microsoft Swift Pair for your Windows system. You have dual connectivity, so you can have this connected to your phone and maybe your laptop at the same time, so no issues there at all. You have 3 microphones per earbud, so this is good for your phone call so people can hear you clearly and so on. And we also have low lag mode as well. Of course, we're not going to forget about the battery life. This is actually really good when it comes to battery life as well. You're looking at 46 milliamp hour battery in the buds and 500 milliamp hour in the case. When you play back with ANC off, you're looking at up to 40.5 hours with the case and 8.5 hours just the buds only. If you play it with ANC on, you're looking at up to 24 hours with the case and 5.2 hours with the buds only. Talk time with ANC off is up to 23 hours with the case and 5 hours with buds only. Talk time with ANC on and up to 18 hours you're looking at with the case and 4 hours with the buds only. Fast charging with ANC off is 10 minutes for 10 hours worth of use. It supports wireless charging, so up to 2.5 watts. Elsewhere, this is compatible with Android 5.1 and above and iOS 11 and above. So whether you use rocking an iPhone or an Android device, this will work completely fine. On the earbuds themselves, you have the option to be able to pinch to control the earbuds on either side. So you can have things like pinch, single pinch, which you can't modify. You have double pinch, you have triple pinch, you have pinch and hold as well. Those things can be modified in the settings, which we'll go through as well. Right, so now that's all out of the way, let's talk about the app. On the app, which I said it's available on iOS and Android, we're going to be talking about Android version in this particular video using the Galaxy S24 Ultra. I haven't got my Nothing phone with me to try it with actually here, because that also offers some added bonus, I think, but don't quote me on that. But anyway, back to the app. So it's very minimalist, very straightforward. It supports fast pair on the Android device or Microsoft Swift pair if you're using a Microsoft laptop, for example. So on the app here, the 3 lines on the left corner just gives you your device name. You can sign in as well. You can pair new devices. You can have a look at the app settings, see what software version you've got. You can change the color theme and so on. Going into the cog on the right corner, we have some options here as well that you need to toggle on if you need to use them. So for example, in-ear detection, you can toggle that on. That will help save battery. So when you're not using it, you can just take it off. It switches off, stops playing. When you put it back in, you recognize you've put it back in, so it starts playing your audio again. We then have low lag mode, which is good for gaming experiences. You can toggle this on if you need to game. It's a shame that some of the controls can't be modified to be able to toggle that on or off whenever you need to. You have to go into the app to do that in the device settings to be able to toggle that on or off, which is a shame. You then have high quality audio, which is where you can opt for the option for LHDC 5.0, LDAC, and AAC as well. For me, I use LHDC because that's better for latency, in my opinion, compared to LDAC. So they're competitors when it comes to the people that make them. So just select which one you prefer or which one you're used to. If you go back out, we then have things like personal sound profile. So here you can do like a hearing test, and this way you'll be able to set your personalized sound profile depending on yourself. You can either go through the test, which takes about 4 minutes or so, or up to 5 minutes, depending on what you're doing. Or you can select your age, and it will design a sound profile based on how old you are and that kind of stuff. So I've gone through that because I've done it before. It works really well. But I actually want to see what it thinks my hearing will be like. And if it sounds perfectly fine, just set to the year of birth, and it's fine. You can also still do the test if you still need to do so when you've got a bit more time to do that. You can then use recommended or richer sound, is entirely up to you. Back on that settings, we then have things like dual connectivity. This will reduce battery life because it's constantly talking to 2 devices. So you can switch that on or off and you have your devices. So you can select which 2 devices you want to have dual connectivity with. And then if you go back out to hearing fit test, you can also do that as well. So if you want to test your hearing fit to make sure that it's fit properly, there's no leakage, it would do that as well for you to improve audio quality and also optimize noise cancellation, which is pretty neat. You then have things like Find My Earbuds, which you can do that, firmware updates, and so on and so forth. If you go back to the home page, it tells you the battery life on each earbud, so left and right, so you can see there, the white one and the right and the red one. We then have 4 options here, so equalizer, controls, noise control, and bass enhance. Bass enhance is new on here, which is really good. We go to equalizer first. So we have simple mode, which allows you to quickly just select balanced, more bass, more treble, voice for more like listening to podcasts and that kind of stuff, and custom as well if you know what you're doing. So if we select custom, here you can then sort of adjust things like your treble, your mid, your bass in the most simplistic way. So you don't really have to understand how to do your advanced equalizer to be able to use this one. There's a little toggle to the bottom right of that circle, which is for your personalized sound. So you can select that for your personalized sound, if I can speak properly. But I usually just have your more bass. And then you have advanced. In advanced, you can select different things. So it also guides you through what this actually means. So you can learn what these are. So that way you can tweak accordingly if you know what you're doing after you've understood it. But I tend to not mess with things like your frequency and your Q factor. I just leave it there and just go with simple, select more bass, and Bob's your uncle. If you go back out, we can then go into things like controls. This is where you can modify the controls on the stem. So double pinch will give you options like skip forward, skip back, voice assistant, decline, incoming call. And then we can do triple pinch, which gives you everything besides one of the options. So it doesn't give you the option for declining calls. You then have pinch and hold, which allows you to do things like transparency, noise cancellation, switch off completely, volume up, volume down, and voice assistant. And you've got double pinch and hold as well, which allows you to control all those things again, or no actions at all. And then single pinch, you can't modify. You can tap left or right to adjust these things. So depending on what you want, you can adjust those settings to suit your preference. Bass enhance, you can tap that as well. And in bass enhance, you can switch it on or off. You can also change the level as well, up to level 5. So far on here, it's very subtle that I don't really notice bass enhance doing much for me so far. I think once I've got more bass on, that's the maximum that my hearing can actually recognize. But your hearing might be different. You might be able to discern the difference between that. But for me, more bass, bass enhanced didn't really do much for me in that area. Noise control, you can do noise cancellation, transparency, and off. If you go to noise cancellation, you can then adjust things like your high, mid, low, or adaptive, depending on where you are. High might be useful for the underground station where it's very loud and stuff like that. The train's loud, people are talking, everything's just loud, the air conditioning and everything. So that way you can isolate the sound so you don't hear what's going on around you. And so far, so good. Noise cancellation of this is actually pretty good, especially for £129. I was pretty surprised at the level of noise cancellation I'm getting. It's also not that, it doesn't give you that vacuum effect, which can be annoying at times when it comes to noise cancellation, especially for me when I'm training in the gym. I hate that sucked in effect, which makes me feel uncomfortable. So even for flights as well, that means you won't be uncomfortable when you are in altitude, high altitude, so it doesn't affect you as such. So those are the kind of controls that you can actually do on here. So very straightforward, very simple, very minimalist as well. So I enjoyed that. But onto the sound quality though. So I'm using the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, which supports LDAC. So I can use that high quality control stuff. Sound quality control, which I switched on straight away so I can enjoy that sound quality there. And as well as having that on my Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra in sound quality and effects, I've got Dolby Atmos switched on. I've got Dolby Atmos for gaming switched on as well. My equalizer is actually on pop on there as well. So I've switched on stuff that my phone's capable of. And then the earbuds are doing an excellent job. Just listen to my regular sort of music like Afrobeats and hip hop and R&B and all this kind of stuff that I normally listen to all the time. It sounds really good. The bass is so rich as well, but the bass richness is so defined that it's not too much. There's no extra vibration. It doesn't overpower the sound that you're listening to. So the treble, the bass is still nicely balanced, just the way I would assume the people that made the music as intended it to be. So adding that extra bass doesn't take away from the sound quality, which I really enjoy. But overall though, really good sound quality when it comes to all kind of genres of music that you might enjoy, whether it's pop, whether it's R&B, whether it's hip hop, whether it's Afrobeats, whatever you listen to, this will handle that very well. When I'm listening to my podcast as well, stick this into voice only kind of mode. That way, so the voice is isolated better, so I can hear the sound quality a lot more clearer. Comfortability is good as well. It's nice and comfortable. It doesn't swing anywhere, especially when I'm on the treadmill running away. It's nice and comfortable to wear, so no issues there at all. But I think overall, my time with it so far, sound quality is excellent. You're paying £129 for this, and that doesn't take away from the fact that this gives you a really good sound quality. Good battery life, great design, good sound quality, nice noise cancellation, and good pricing. So I think all around, I think nothing, I've really nailed this pair of earbuds, and it's something that I would definitely recommend if you look on the market for a new pair of earbuds. I can't really think of any downside to this at all, negativity in terms of general usage and what me and you would like. I don't want to get too technical and start talking about some sound stuff. But for me, I think the sound quality gets a thumbs up from me. So bravo, nothing. If you have any questions, drop them below. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe.